This podcast was edited and uploaded by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip G Podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Drip Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You can also watch our video podcast over on youtube.com/DripGeeb. Drip. I'm noticing that I'm doing things with my hands a lot lately. I don't know why. Could be because I'm Italian. I don't know. Doing the robot.
What is that thing?
I
don't know.
A lot of stuff. I don't know what I was doing. I can't dance. I have physical ailments.
I don't know.
It allows me to not.
I don't know
dance.
if I agree with that. It looks like you could dance pretty well right there.
Miss GP's asked me like, "What are we gonna do with our wedding? We gotta dance." I'm like,
that was it, right? That's exactly what you do right there.
I'm gonna be like, I do the robot when I. That's a good impression of what I was attempting to do.
That's exactly what you did.
Yeah, it was not very good. Sorry, audio listeners, you couldn't see my terrible dancing. But everyone, this is the Drip G Podcast, the only Nintendo podcast that exists. Did you know that?
It's the only one. It is true.
Yeah,
it's true.
I might be taking that little joke there from my favorite Sixers podcast, who calls himself the only Sixers podcast.
Oh, cool. Well, that's fine. I like it. Let's do that.
Shout out to the Rights Ricky Sanchez. You guys, I can't. We are not the only Nintendo podcast, but we are for the purposes of the joke.
No, we are totally.
Because there's definitely no non-Nintendo. It's only Nintendo.
It says non-Nintendo.
Sometimes there's Nintendo. I mean, like we're the Nintendo podcast.
Right. That's true.
It depends which day it is. But guys, welcome to the stream. I actually want to get this out of the way. First things first. I should pull this name up. I didn't. Once again, I failed to do what I said I was going to do. Let me go to my podcast Twitter because guys, the giveaway. I mean, this is the wrong sound, but the draft sound's going to be the sound we use for everything now. The draft music is sounded. That means the giveaway is happening. Guys,
that's the sound you use.
That's the only sound I have.
Oh, I have some here. I can make them play now.
It's fine.
All right, so me, man. I'd have
guys,
this for you.
Now I gotta search for the giveaway. I'm such an unprofessional. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So I did pick a winner earlier. I did so I saw all the winners. I've listed them, and I just listed them numerically, and I just was like, all right, Google, pick a number. It was completely random. So, the winner, guys. Well, no, how can I? Where is it? Show me.
Who is it?
Who is it?
I'm trying to know. Tell me.
Where is it? I gotta find their name. I think it start with a W.
While he's doing that chat, while you're sitting there watching, make sure you like the stream.
Yeah,
Appreciate
do that. And if you guys are listening on audio, thank you guys for guys. We're doing this giveaway because we got to 500 subscribers on YouTube. Again, draft sound. Thank you guys for getting us to 500 subscribers, and with this selection of the giveaway, Uncle Geeb Productions and Google assisted selects Waxenvander on Twitter.
Oh man,
that's your name. That's your name on Twitter. If that's you, you got to go to your Twitter account, message me, be like, "Yo, I'm claiming my prize." Waxenvander.
Congratulations!
If you don't reach out to me on Twitter, the podcast channel or my personal, if you don't reach out I'll give you until Tuesday next week, which would be the date of that is going to go ahead and be the Thursday the 9th. If I do not get anything from Voxander, whatever your name is on Twitter, you know who you are, you retweeted it and everything. Did you follow all the directions? If you do not reach out to me, we'll re-give this away. But this Loftwing will be yours. You got to reach out to me, obviously, so I can ship it to you, and that's going to be awesome. So thank you again, everyone.
Switzerland, it sounds like.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and getting us to 500 subscribers. Cheers, Drip, and cheers to everybody in the chat. This is fantastic. Wonderful stuff.
It is. Thank you, guys.
I'm going to do my best to get my hands on something else on release day of Tears of the Kingdom, maybe the amiibo or the case. I don't know yet. Well, I'm not promising it, but I will try my best to do another giveaway for you guys because I'm going to give back. We want to give back. We really appreciate you guys supporting us through this wonderful YouTube and podcasting journey we've been going through for the past 2.5 years.
We do appreciate it. We do. We really do.
And here's to 2.5 more years.
Yeah.
76. Nathan, if you won that, if it's you, Nathan, you don't get it because you just said Sixers and you vomited. So I don't know what your problem is. You got a problem with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Sixers, 10, 9, 8, 76ers, Nathan in the chat. Anyway, forget you. Guys, we have a whole episode to get to, Drip. There's an entire thing here. And We might. Oh, Nathan said go Celtics for you.
Go Celtics. Yes.
No. Okay, so Mega Boy, thanks, man. All right, get back to the. So we have a whole episode to do. We have a whole thing to do.
Yes, we do.
We're gonna. By the way, guys, like the stream. I see there's so many people in here, but no likes. Get the likes in. Drip, we're doing a podcast, believe it or not, and it's about.
That's what I heard.
It's gonna be about Zelda, believe it or not, as well.
Kind of. We're talking about Zelda.
Yeah, we talk about Zelda because
I do like some Zelda. I don't know about you, but I'm a fan.
I actually, did you know that I married Zelda? Like I gave her the ring. Do you remember the ring?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember that? Yeah, I gave Zelda the ring, man. We've not since divorced, although I am engaged to somebody else at this point in time. No comment from my end. But Drip, I don't know how to begin this one. That's why I'm kind of stalling here. The Switch, it's 2023, man, and the Switch is still a thing. Can you believe it? Like no Switch 2. No, the OLED doesn't count. No real upgrades. No,
it doesn't really count. I mean, the screen is a big upgrade, but
yes,
it's still the Switch. The internals are the same.
Yeah,
you know, the light and the OLED they do the same thing.
Yeah, well, and like, can I ask you a question, Drip? As a fan, are you like unhappy with your Switch in any way right now?
I would like something that did a little bit more, but at this point, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Switch for me. I want it because I want Nintendo's games.
Yeah.
And Nintendo's games are only on the Switch.
That's correct.
So, I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, could we get a little bit better performance in some areas of Breath of the Wild? Yeah. I mean, could Hyrule Warriors have ran better? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not even a question. 1,000% yes.
It definitely could have. But for the most part, I mean, look at some of the games we're getting on the Switch. How they run, what they look like, especially from Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm happy with my Switch at this point. Did I want a Switch Pro? Yeah. Will I buy a Switch 2? Absolutely. But I mean, no, I'm good with my Switch. Are you good with your Switch?
Yeah, man. Like 100,000% yes. And like I kind of want the focus to be less about performance because that seems to be like the only kind of talking point in gaming right now is how many frames can we push? How many pixels can I peep? Like that's kind of the biggest talk around gaming right now. And the games seemingly are secondary. And we can kind of look at that through, I'm going to make people, listen, we thought that was in the pre-show. I'm going to make people mad tonight. I'm sorry, but you're going to get mad at me. Like games like Call of Duty, or really any game that is just basically a copy paste of the format of another game. And not that, the Call of Duty is original. It's been around for a while, but they have not evolved. The games have gotten more, gotten more performance and look better. But like the games have not really evolved that much. If you've played a Call of Duty in 2009, you probably if you play this one nowadays, you're going to have a very similar experience. It's going to be way better performing and way better looking.
Yeah,
but let's be honest here.
I'm sure there's other things added in here and there, but for the most part.
Halo, and now Halo's actually quite different because Halo actually did a regression in my opinion. Halo had was better, back in my day. Halo was better. Like
back in the day when we played Halo.
Yeah, like Halo was better. Halo was great back in the day. It was fresh. A fresh idea, kind of fresh gameplay and graphics and idea, and they kind of repasted it, copy paste, gave us some new paint over the years, and they finally cut with this newest version of Halo. It is fun, I gotta say, it's fun, but it's still the same thing, but it has changed.
Yeah, okay, think about how long we were on Halo, though.
It changed to match the other games in its category.
But that's what I'm saying. When we got the multiplayer of Halo, we all played it. We were all of us streaming it together. We played it for what?
A couple weeks? Yeah.
I haven't touched it since.
No, I uninstalled it from my hard drive.
From what I understand, I mean, it's kind of dying. I mean, that may not be 100% true, but I mean, still, it's like
the servers are definitely dying. Absolutely. I think I read that article somewhere.
I mean, it's just crazy because it's like Microsoft, I think, is the one I think that's really just messed things up with. I don't know. They just keep tripping over themselves, man. They just keep tripping over themselves. Like, here's a good example right here. I'm looking at the Metacritic score for Redfall. That's something that was announced, what, I mean, at E3 2 years ago, maybe? It was supposed to come out last year. Got delayed. I almost played it yesterday. Almost. And then they wanted me to sign in, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this that. Never mind. I'm good. It's at a 59 on Metacritic right now, and the user score is 2.7
out of 5.
I believe that's out of 10.
Oh, really?
Let me make sure, because I got another game pulled up here. Oh yeah, that's definitely out of 10.
Either way, whether it's a 2.5 out of 5 or 10, it's the same. It's the same. A half score or even less than half. It's all the same. It's not good. It's not good.
It's bad. Yeah, it's a bad game. And this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox game. This is a Xbox, Game Pass day one exclusive they were pumping up. It was during that giant E3 thing that they had where they said Xbox Game Pass day one, and bam, Xbox Game Pass day one. Every game, Xbox Game Pass day one. It was like, holy shit, like this is gonna be crazy. We still haven't seen hardly any of those games. And I mean, it's not like every game they put out's bad, but a lot of them, they don't have anything out. Like they just keep not releasing games. We're still waiting on Starfall, right? That was supposed to come out last year as well. Still isn't out. I think that one's probably going to be good though. That's like the one everybody's waiting on from them. It's Bethesda, but still, hopefully that's good. Because damn, dude, like Xbox has got to get their shit together. Really, honestly, like just as far as Game Pass, all that stuff, everything that's on there, it's great. I think it's an amazing value, but their games just aren't. They just are non-existent right now. They don't have games. They're so far out of this conversation. We can't even talk about them because they don't even have any games. Like they don't release games.
Yeah,
I mean they do a little bit sometimes, and then Redfall comes out and it's garbage. It's absolute trash, which sucks because it looks like it's not even bad, just that it's buggy or plays bad, which I guess it does. It's just not a fun game. Just all around a bad game. Not a good experience whatsoever. That sucks.
It does. And I'm not really qualified to speak upon really Xbox or PlayStation. I have neither. I have experience with Game Pass. It was fun for a while, trying some games I haven't tried for a long time because I was an Xbox player back, in the early teens of 2000. And it was fun to kind of experience some of the games that, like Forza, re-experience that. Horizon was great.
I love that. Yeah, love that game.
Halo, again, I played that since the first one when I was a young child. But it kind of went past me. I got tired of it, and it was at the point where it was really cheap. But for the first few months, they were doing that deal where the first 3 months is $1. I did that I took advantage of 3 times. I got like 9 months of Game Pass for $3 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's a good way to do it.
It was
too.
still it was on PC, obviously, because I don't have a game like Xbox, but it was, and that should tell you something that like I got rid of it for I did have to start paying for it, but I decided, you know what?
Or you could have easily gone back and found another 3-month deal.
Yes,
easily.
I could have.
It would have been very easy.
I just decided that it's time. Like none of these games are speaking to me. None of them are good enough. There was good titles for Game Pass for sure. There will continue to be in the future. Just not enough. It just wasn't enough for me to justify having it. Yeah, even as a business expense, even if tax write-off thing.
It's fair, dude.
It's still not. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't giving me the value that I felt like it should have given me.
And I feel like I don't use it as much as I should for paying for it. But you know why I like it a lot now? I wasn't using it at all. But then I found there was one of those grid auto sports games that came on there that I didn't have. A newer one, more like it's like a, I don't know, it was weird, like cutscene, big, like actual actors doing the cutscenes and stuff. Yeah. It was cool. I kind of liked it. I enjoyed that. I played through that, but then I got the game, the Steam Deck, and I could do the xCloud on the Steam Deck. It's streaming, but man, it works so well. It works so well. Like I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order on that. Been playing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Went and saw that movie tonight. Amazing. Had to bring that up again. Just amazing. Such a good movie. But yeah, I mean, for stuff like that, I think it's good. You know, it's not the best experience. It doesn't look the best, but it's passive. It's very passable. I mean, I can tell you this, when it comes to something like that, I can stream from Game Pass Fortnite and have it handheld, and it looks 10 times better than it looks on the Switch. It looks a lot better, a whole lot better. So I would rather do that. And it runs pretty well too. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Game Pass to me right now, they're big. They have a lot of games. It's good. It's awesome. I think it's worth the price. But their big selling point when they first started pushing all this stuff was you're going to get Xbox games.
Yes.
Day one.
And I was all in for that.
Yeah,
I was ready
and
for
that's
that.
cool. Like I still like the ones that we did get last year. We got Forza Horizon 5. Super pumped on that. I was really excited to get that. I mean, the whole reason I got Game Pass in the first place back when I did was for Forza Horizon 4.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, it kind of came full circle. What I was so pumped for that one. But I mean, since then, what's there been? I mean, seriously.
I don't know,
Halo,
man.
and then
one of the biggest things that was one of the biggest sellers for me was like, oh, I can play Halo with my brother, like an online campaign multiplayer.
Yeah,
like co-op. I mean, I'm co-op.
All in one little area. You don't have to do anything.
We went to go play co-op, and it wasn't like but it wasn't working. It was saying that like we could only do like missions together. We couldn't just play like local co-op online. It was
really?
Specialized. It was like, yeah, you had to do like missions. You could do like separate missions, but you couldn't just start the co-op and finish the co-op with a buddy on the internet.
Is
you
it
couldn't
still
do that.
like that?
I don't know, but that was a nail in the coffin. I'm like, listen, that's the nail in the coffin. Like, I'm not going to pay for this game. Number one, I'll use Game Pass, but I'm not going to buy this game unless I can really play this campaign. And I couldn't do that. I'm like, you tell me I can't play with my brother right now? Well, see you later. And I want to bring this back to
sucks.
we will bring this back to Nintendo later on for absolutely. But let's actually talk about Sony a little bit. Let's actually, I feel like we're gonna praise Sony a little bit because Sony is kind of excluded from this negativity that we're kind of bringing upon Xbox right now.
It's
not entirely. Let me make that clear. But
not
they're
entirely because as far as games go, they've had some bangers.
Yeah,
I mean, let's go. I got another Metacritic score pulled up here. I mean, it's no Breath of the Wild score, but God of War Ragnarok sitting at a 94.
That's damn close to Breath of the Wild. It was at 97.
Yeah, something like that. But still, yeah. I mean,
that's a great game.
Obviously,
I wish I could play.
That's their first party stuff, and they're putting their first party stuff out. You just played Miles Morales for the first time.
I've not finished it, but yeah, I'm playing it. I love it, man.
It looks oh man, it just looks great. Yeah, I haven't finished it yet either.
It looks great. It looks better on PC.
What really sucks about that game?
It looks great.
You know the problem I have.
Yeah,
the problem I have. I stop playing games for an extended amount of times, and then I forget how to play the games, and then I go back, and I'm already so far into the game that all the enemies are hard, and I don't know how to play the game anymore.
I have a solution for you.
What?
Listen, again, people are going to get mad at me for this. Guys, grow up. Play your games on easy mode. Who are we trying to proof? I mean, if they're tactical games, I totally understand. Now there are tactical games.
I don't want to play this on. There's games I've played, dude. Jedi Fallen Order.
People are gonna rate me. Okay. Let me just finish my thought because I want to make it clear that if there are games that the point of the game is the difficulty and the challenge, absolutely you play you. That's the point of the game. I'm not saying play those games on easy. I just mean like Miles Morales. We're like, I'm there for the story.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I like how devs are calling the easy mode. They're calling it story mode. I appreciate that because it's not about
because when you click on it, you don't feel like such a little baby.
But it's not about that. It's not about.
Kidding. I'm kidding.
But I'm
joking.
But some people don't understand that, and I'm like, it's not about that. I want to play a game and get it easy.
No, you just want to enjoy the game.
I just want to enjoy it. And if also because, like you just said, you come back to a game after a while, which I do that with almost every game I play, and I'm like, crap. What's the button? I play 15,000 games. What are the buttons? What do we do? I can just button mash. I just want to get through.
As far as I am in Miles Morales right now, I might have to at least play a mission or two in easy just so I don't die 400 times.
Yeah,
at least to get back to the controls and dodging and doing all the stuff. But I mean, Jedi Jedi Fallen Order. No. I went to Dathomir first, which was stupid, just because
Yeah, that's hard.
nostalgia.
That's
I
a
know
hard
that.
one.
I know it's from Clone Wars. I want to see that. And I went there and got absolutely smoked, and I was like, "Where's the goddamn menu? I'm done. Where's the menu?
Yeah.
Give me story mode. This is crazy." And then I realized, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, well, that makes a little more sense. And then once I left there and went and started doing other things, I did bump it back up for a little bit. But dude, once you get so far in that game, yeah, not the point. Not the point. My point is, Sony's making games. They're putting games out. They have not put out, a ton of games, and most of the stuff is also available on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
Which kind of is making the point of what we want to talk about with these systems. Like, I'm looking at, we got Astra's Playroom. I don't think that was on PS4 because it came with the PlayStation 5.
Right.
Deathloop. I don't remember about that one. Demon
But
Souls.
These are games that are what? These are games that are what?
These are PlayStation exclusives.
PlayStation 5 exclusive or PlayStation?
PlayStation exclusives. Most of these are on PlayStation 4 too.
Got it. Gotcha.
Where was I at? Demon Souls, which is like it's one of those. It was. I think it was a remake.
Yeah.
Destruction All Stars. I don't think is that an exclusive? If it is, I don't think it is anymore. Final Fantasy 16, God of War Ragnarok, Gran Turismo 7, which I know that one people were pissed off about that because it was riddled with microtransactions. So people weren't happy about that.
You guys best be glad this podcast is not about microtransactions, because I could go a whole podcast on those. But keep going.
No comment. No comment. I don't want anybody to look at my Fortnite skins right now.
Listen, we're not talking about microtransactions.
Okay,
Move on.
Okay. Anyway, Horizon Forbidden West, that came out on PlayStation 4 too.
It's on
Spider-Man
PC.
Miles Morales came out on PlayStation 4.
That's the other one.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I think that was PS5 only. I think it did a bunch of stuff where you couldn't get it on PS4. I could be totally wrong about that.
Mm-hmm.
But it did a lot of like area changing very quickly. So that may be wrong. Returnal, I don't think people were very pumped about that. I didn't play it.
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 1, which is like the remake of the remake of the remaster of the remake of the one that was before that, and then they remade that one too. I don't know how many times they put that game out, but
yeah.
That's it really. Those are the games. But and I'm not shitting on any of those games because most of those games are good. I haven't played Forbidden West yet, but it's, I'm going to play it. Definitely going to play that one. The other God of War, haven't played it yet. Definitely going to play that one. Spider-Man Remastered.
Okay, you're just naming all the PS5 games. I'm
coming around to this.
Come around.
The point is, these games run on PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah.
They run on PlayStation 4. I wanted to go look this up so I could definitely be really certain. But do you remember like what the big things they were telling us about with Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, maybe not S, but PlayStation 5? We're talking 4K, 120 frames per second. Ray tracing, this, that. We're getting all those big words.
They're on the PlayStation box, especially. It's on the box. It's literally on the box.
I have the box right there. We can go look at it. But
it's like literally says 4K 120 right there in the box.
Yes. I have not seen anything.
Now it's an asterisk, but we talked about this on the phone last night. That does, your asterisk means nothing.
And I know they're
still
like,
telling people 4K
they're
120.
Like, we're going to get there, and they probably will towards the end of the generation once they put out, revised versions of this, and they get better. The developers get better with the hardware. That's the thing too. You have to remember that too. Look at stuff from the beginning of. Even go back as far as like the Nintendo Entertainment System. Go look at Mario 1 and Duck Hunt, and then go look at Mario 3. Those are on the same system.
Yeah.
Night and day. Like crazy difference right there. So, that shows you what you can learn. But, you could look at the same thing with PlayStation 4. Like, look at the games that were coming out on PlayStation 4 at its launch. And then, I mean, in any system, really. And then go look at a game like Red Dead Redemption 2. Came out at the end of the PS4, Xbox.
Loading screens were 2 minutes per loading screen.
Worth it. Worth it. Well worth it. But I mean, that shows you that you can do a lot from start to end. But where we're at right now with these things, like, I'm not impressed, honestly, with what we were told about, what we were supposed to get. Like, it's good. It looks fine, but it's not 120 frames per second.
Yeah,
I mean,
So let me kind of
Jedi Survivor, and I know
I was going to get there. Yeah.
Let
me elaborate a little bit.
It's not even running 30 frames
so
per second.
It's less about what we're actually getting and more about what was promised and what we're getting. Like that nugget. We were promised things like, we're not going to have to worry with next gen gaming with the series, Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5.
Xbox Series.
Yeah. We were promised, even if we don't get 4K 60, 120, it's about, the games are going to look fantastic no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's subjective, okay? And that, it's stable. We're going to get some nice subjectively great looking games stable because the hardware can match it. The hardware is powerful in these systems. That's really what they're pushing, is how powerful the hardware was, how powerful the hardware was, right? And okay, great. So for next gen games, we're gonna have the hardware's powerful enough for next gen, and the games are gonna match that quality. Okay, Jedi Survivor comes around, and this is kind of what sparked this. Jedi Survivor is the inspiration, pretty much, of the whole episode, I would say. And it's like, listen, I think the game looks really good. It does look good. Subjectively, from just kind of watching the gameplay, watching our buddy Dudes Among Us, watching him play it over there. Dudes Among Us. It looks great, but like it's just I was telling you, Drip, it's not. I kind of come down from that soapbox, but it's not quite like I said the other night. It's similar to the Pokemon thing. Very similar, not the same thing though. They're already working on patches.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I was trying to talk you off the ledge with that one.
Yeah, but I was trying my hardest to talk that into existence, but it's not. But it's an interesting parallel to make to the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet situation and the Jedi Survivor situation. There are parallels that you can draw some lines that connect the dots there. They definitely are very similar. I mean, starting with how the state the game was released in, and how that is just unacceptable. And with Pokemon and Jedi, both of those publishers were big names, but they were unwilling to delay the game for sake of profits.
Now, Jedi Survivor was delayed. If I'm not mistaken, it was delayed several times.
But we had this argument on the phone, and I still stand by my argument. It's that, listen, if your last game was only 3 years ago, and you're saying, but we delayed it once, your game was only 3 years ago. What delay are you talking about? That means both of your release dates were unreachable from the start.
That's true, but I can tell you one thing right now. There was a certain date they couldn't go past, and that's today.
I understand that.
Well,
I also disagree with that.
I don't agree with it either.
I still disagree with that, man.
Okay, that's fine. And I don't agree with it either, but I'm telling you for marketing purposes, today's May the 4th. It's Star Wars Day. There's no way they were letting this game come out after this. It was going to be before.
Yeah, but it could have been 2024 easily.
Okay, well, they're never going to push it that far.
Look at the game, man. It needs it. It needs a year. It needs a year in the oven.
It needs significant updates to optimization for sure. The optimization's not there at all.
Yeah, but it's not just optimization for anything. We're not talking about a Switch game that needs optimization. We're talking about an entire. It needs optimization for PS5, Xbox, PC. It needs optimization for It's broken. It looks like crap. It runs, not looks. It runs like crap. It's a great looking game. They clearly worked really hard.
The game looks crazy. It looks awesome.
That's the biggest difference from Pokemon right there, is how great that game looks. It's nothing to do with how they had enough time for that. They didn't have enough. They spent all their time making this game look the best they could, that they forgot that, maybe we should make this game run at a 4070. Oops. The most powerful hardware that we have these days.
That is a weird little.
We forgot to let it work on that.
Weird little like the thing that the big, the big boss, the big PC thing, everything, it doesn't work on that. Like specifically.
I mean, it works, but it's broke. It works, but it's broken,
Yeah, I know, but it's like, it's broke on that. Like, the thing that, all the hardcore PC nerds want this thing.
Yeah.
But this game won't, it's broke on there.
Yeah.
That's very strange. That is very strange. I don't know. And
it's not strange. They didn't have time. It's just, that's where it's, again, bringing it back to Pokemon, where there are similarities. They didn't have enough time. It's just simple as that. I don't think they need a year in the oven, right? When I say that they should delay it a year, I'm just saying that so they can make their stupid marketing work for next year's May the 4th. I mean, maybe 6 more months and this game should be fixed completely, right?
I would imagine, yeah.
But like, listen, delayed a year. If you're so worried about if this game could have released next month. And they would have missed the marketing for May the 4th, but that doesn't mean that you can still market the freaking game. Why can't you market the game? Yes, you can't buy today, but you can market the crap out of it.
Yeah, they could have done some special thing like
May the
4th, pre-order the game and get this
another
thing, whatever.
Another place where Nintendo gets it really right is when their games aren't ready. Tears of the Kingdom, they for one, they're not shy for delaying their games, and Pokemon Company does not count because that's not the same thing. But Nintendo is not afraid to delay their games. Zelda, they're arguably these days. I love Odyssey, but it's been how many years since the new Mario game? Any relevant Mario games come out? Mario 35.
Odyssey was
Mario 35 was great, but I mean that doesn't count.
But I mean,
like at this point,
the last new Mario game that's not like re-released or some side thing was, it's
Mario will always be the mascot of Nintendo. Mario will always be a great franchise, and I'm not taking anything away from that. What I'll say is that right now you can make the argument that Zelda is Nintendo's passion. You could say
it's
that.
Making the money. That's for sure.
I mean, how can you have passion on something that has no story? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to say
there are other people out there in the world who the people that have been working on Mario games since they were.
It's fun. They're fun games. They're really fun. I love them. I play all. Megan, don't hate me. I'm sorry. I play all the Mario games. I really do. I like them. I just don't love them because you love something that has passion. I want to talk about that.
And speaking of games that ran the way they were supposed to run, Odyssey was one of those, right? That game didn't have any problems.
No, I don't think so. But Alex actually makes a good point. Their focus on Mario has actually been on the movie side of things more than anything. That's actually a really good point.
Well, that's that's very true. And honestly, adding that into the conversation and you saying what you just said, it's kind of crazy that we don't have a new Mario game right now.
Yeah,
that's
anything.
That's nuts.
Not even
they did put out that Switch. It's basically just a rebox of an old
They
Switch,
were trying, they're literally just trying to get stock out. That's just, please buy these old V2s, please.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing too. We can move into the Nintendo part of this whole thing.
Sure.
I talked about this to you yesterday. This may be, as far as we are into the Switch's life, I'm going to do a video on this whole thing. But as far as we are into the Switch's life, this actually may be the best time to buy a Switch for lots of reasons. One, there are more different styles of Nintendo Switch, colors, special editions on the market than there have ever been. There's what? What did we talk about? There's 5 OLEDs, 4 regular ones, and 6 lights, right?
Yep.
So you can choose from all those, not to mention the size of the library at this point and the quality. You got to get through some of the stuff on the eShop. Let's not go there. But the quality of the games, especially the games that Nintendo offers,
first-party stuff,
are great. The quality is great, and the quantity is also great. This is the best time to buy a Switch, honestly.
Absolutely.
I don't know how you could argue that.
No,
I mean, it's fun to get in the basement when back in 2017. But what were we playing? Snipper clips and Breath of the Wild. That was it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was some other stuff, but that's it. We didn't have anything.
I was actually playing PUBG and Rocket League in 2017. That's what I was playing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad where I'm at now.
It's fine. You've progressed. I've regressed. I'm on Fortnite.
Fortnite.
So that. Which I'm going to play after this podcast. So Anybody's trying to
stop it.
Try to play, let me know.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it's the quality of the Nintendo games is really what kind of I mean, Jedi was a big inspiration for this episode, but also like just the quality of games we get. You know, obviously that you're seeing Tears of the Kingdom in the title and in the thumbnail. We're kind of leading to that. We haven't, obviously, at this point of recording of this episode, we have yet to actually play, obviously, Tears of the Kingdom, unless you're playing the leaked versions.
You know what? You're right. You're right about that. We haven't played it, and I can tell you this right now. That game is going to have frame rate issues.
Oh, we already know it does.
Guaranteed.
We saw from the 10-minute gameplay footage, it's frame rate issues. It's going to have frame rate issues.
We're talking about hardware limitations at this point for that, which I can handle that. The quality of this game, because I did look at some, I know some of this stuff. The quality of this game is going to be amazing. This is going to. This game's going to blow.
Did you look at leaks when you weren't supposed to, Drip? Did you look at the leaks?
I'm not talking about any of it.
You better not.
I am just saying, when this game comes out, it's going to blow people away. This game is going to absolutely blow people away. The scope of this game. It's so funny because I'm going back now, looking at all the people, all the haters telling me how it is DLC in the 2 videos I've made about it, and I'm just laughing because I know now. I know what's happening. And it will blow people away. This is going to be the Zelda game. This is going to be it. The quality is there. You know, we were talking earlier about a Switch Pro or Switch 2. You and I both agree.
Yeah, we talked about that once or twice.
Yeah, well, we were talking about it before we hopped on here too. I mean, the time for a Switch Pro, I think everybody can finally come to grips with. Well, if you haven't at this point, you should. We've come and gone from that point to where a Switch Pro is something that's in the cards on the table. That's gone.
No, yeah, I agree.
It's Switch 2, probably late. You know, end of this year announcement, next year, or maybe next year. I think you and I can agree. I think you and I both agree on that, right? Next year, Switch 2 is probably something we'll see.
Here's what I will say. I say we will see an announcement. I think we will see it in 2025, like in our hands.
I don't think it's gonna be that long.
Yeah, no, I do. I think, and also if you really think about it, Drip, how long have we been talking about this? That 2 years is gonna fly by. It really is, especially Tears of the Kingdom now. I mean, let's be honest. We're going to get maybe even the Nintendo throws us a curveball. The next year is Metroid Prime 4 year. And we once again forget about the fact that we don't have a Switch Pro or anything.
Okay,
like,
and that's
here's like an outline in my head that makes a lot of sense. This year, Tears of the Kingdom, 2023. 2024, they announce Metroid Prime 4, maybe in that February Direct, maybe later. And then they actually put it out around holiday. And at the same time, they go, by the way, you're gonna be able to play Metroid Prime 4 on our new Switch, and then reveal the new Switch. So like it's gonna be a dual release game.
But that's something we should definitely go into.
And then that'd be again, that's holiday 2024. That would mean 2025. We're playing Metroid Prime 4 in our hands on our new console or on the Switch. It's a dual release.
Okay,
that's an outline that would make a lot of sense to me.
I don't think that's crazy. I think we'll get it a little bit earlier than that, but I don't think that's crazy.
Don't we always though? Just think about it. Don't we always think it's going to be earlier? We've been talking about this for how many years now? Don't we always think it's going to be? It's never a little early. It's always later.
I'm telling you, what month is it right now? May?
Yeah.
2 months. We're getting that Switch Lite OLED announcement, brother.
That's exactly what I'm saying. We always think we're getting something.
It's happening.
We always think we're getting something soon.
No,
it's
happening.
Always later.
Okay, but listen, we're getting off the rails here. Another thing that is very interesting about this whole thing is, you know, we're wanting. We need a Switch 2. We need a Switch Pro, and I'm guilty. I am. You know, I'm that Switch Pro guy. Let's fucking make it happen. I want it. Look at the way some of these games run on the Switch right now, though. We just got Metroid Prime remastered. God. Look at that game. That might be the best looking game on this. Like, it looks incredible. It runs incredible.
Might be isn't. No, it is the best looking game on Switch. Name me one game that runs and it's the combination of runs and looks The visuals and the performance. Name me
I don't
one
think
game
there
that has
is
a
one.
better package than
I
that
can't
game.
think of one right now anyway. But I mean,
Monster Hunter maybe was.
You can go back to the beginning though. The beginning of the Switch, and you know that's Retro Studios that did that. So that that's kind of a Nintendo. I don't know. They work with Nintendo a lot. That's another one too. That is true.
The visuals,
Birdman,
the
Luigi's
visuals of
Mansion
Luigi's
3. It ran fine too.
But it ran at 30 though. There's double.
Yeah,
you have literally double.
I don't remember.
I'm telling you, it ran at 30. Literally double the frame rate on Metroid.
All right. What? Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Yeah, it's 1080p 60.
That was a first year game, 1080 60, and it runs solid.
That is honestly, that's a great point though. You know, not that I didn't consider it, but I mean, I kind of overlook it because of how old the game is at this point. But yeah, I mean, it's probably up there with one of the best looking games on Switch.
Yeah.
Still, one of the first and one of the oldest. Still. But I just think Metroid Prime, the detail Metroid Prime is just unreal.
And I know this is like a remaster, like an HD remaster.
Yeah.
But Skyward Sword HD.
Solid
60. Looks amazing.
Yeah. And now that game lacks in texture, like because it's kind of holds very true. It's not a remaster, it's just an HD. So it doesn't actually kind of reformulate the textures like Prime did. So there's a disadvantage there for Skyward Sword HD, but you can't take away the performance of that game because again, we have to separate the performance and the visuals, right? So the performance of Skyward Sword is the same as Metroid Prime, and both of them are spectacular. It's the visuals that Metroid Prime still has over Skyward Sword. It's visually, textures are stunning. It looks like a 2023 modern next gen game running on the Switch. It's just that good. It's just that good.
And that's the engine that they used for Metroid Prime Remastered is the engine that they had built to make Metroid Prime 4 too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's going to look, Metroid Prime 4 will probably look better if they can get it to run like that, especially on the same Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we are talking about first party games, but that's what I've been talking. I mean, the only instance I've talked about a third party game in this entire anything was Jedi Survivor, really, I think. Talking about first party games. I'm talking about how they run, what they do, where they're at. You know?
Yeah.
It's first party stuff is what that's what we're talking about. I see in the chat here. Notice you're only talking about first party stuff.
That's the point.
But that's kind of the point. That's the point. Everyone else holds their own, third parties can put what they want to put where they want to put it, but it comes down to one thing. Two. Well, it comes down to one. It comes down to money. And how much money they want to put into a port of whatever game to the Switch, because it can be done. We've seen it. We've seen crazy games ported to the Switch that have no business being there whatsoever.
Yeah.
It depends on how much time you want to give somebody and how much money you want to put into it, but it can be done. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the people who are making their games for their systems. Yep. Nintendo's on top of their game, man. They know, and that's something else that I think you kind of you're on the side of the realism stuff. We're not there yet, and I'll let you touch on that a little bit more. And I'm with you, and I'm not, but I do think one thing that you are right about, and absolutely 100% right about, is that just going with an art style that's the way. This is the way, for sure.
This is the way.
This is the way. Art style.
Yeah, I mean, I've had this opinion for a while now. I don't think it's any secret. I just maybe haven't talked about it that much. I'm a firm believer that even in today's day and age, with how good graphics have gotten, how realistic things have gotten, it's scary, honestly, how good we've gotten. As an overall package, everything considered, not just the parts that are the greatest. Because we tend to do that. We tend to look how great certain things are. Like, let's use Miles Morales, for example. We can take that game and look at it and go, just all the best parts, and go, oh my God, it's like real. I am living this world. I am flying around this city for realsies. But then you get in the ground, and the visuals don't change. The visuals are still stunning. But then you see the dumb freaking the CPUs, or what they call all the people around.
The NPCs.
NPCs, just making a good impression of them.
I mean, they still look like, and it's not like that in every single game. Like, there's better NPCs in other games than there are in other games. But yeah, it's not even that gets me, honestly. It's like facial textures, and they're getting
facial textures,
like
facial
better at
the movements, actually tracking the face properly. Because a lot of these games, like Jedi, for another example, again coming back to that, they actually use people's faces, real people to track.
A lot of them do, but when you look at Cal in that game, he looks fantastic. But I saw Dude's a Monster walk up to this lady who was at this little shop thing, and she's like,
ragdolling everywhere, slapping her jaws around. It's like a puppet.
It's just weird. But you know, some places do it better than others. I'm not gonna say it's like can't be done. Like if you look at God, there's some games that do it really, really, really well. And it's like that's crazy. It looks real.
Yeah.
In game, I don't know. You're right. Because a lot of people strive for that and miss the mark. And if you miss the mark with that, it's like just go with an art style. Like why?
Yeah,
why?
and again,
and
you
it's
kind of
fine for some of the stuff. It's like Jedi Survival. I mean, I guess they could have gone with an art style for those two games, but I mean, I believe they're going to bring Cal Kestis into live action stuff at some point. So they're going to use that actor.
Again, this is not a game. This is not a game, but let's look at the animated series of Star Wars series that come out: Clone Wars, Bad Batch. I mean. It's an art. It's an art style. They didn't. It's realistic, but it's also an art style. Like if you can make that art style into a game, now you're still going to suffer from NPC problems. That's never going to change. That's not the point. I'm not saying that fixes those problems. I'm saying that Why are we striving for just the absolute best visuals? Like try to make it look as real life as possible, where we could just be getting. Those visuals don't hold up. They don't hold up 5 years, let alone 10 years. That is
a big problem. If you look back at something early, even early on the PlayStation 4 or like Xbox, it doesn't hold up.
They don't hold up. Even if
they tried that stuff on like PlayStation 2, and you go look at that now, and it's like
it's a joke, yeah. But then you look at Skyward, you look at Wind Waker from 2003. In HD textures, and you're like, holy crap!
Wind Waker HD,
fantastic game.
God. Yeah, it looks great.
You look at Skyward Sword
and I
HD,
hate to say it,
and you go, wow.
But I mean, that looks great too. My favorite Zelda game,
Twilight Princess,
is the one that looks the worst in HD because
why
it was
is that,
going
Drip?
for a more realistic style. It was still way cartoony, but of the three, it looks the worst. I will admit that.
Yeah,
still the better of the three games, but that's fine. It does look the worst because they were going. You're right. It doesn't hold up. You're right. It doesn't, especially as we keep progressing and doing this. But that's the thing. That's the thing. These consoles that promised us 4K, like next gen. This is the next gen. These systems don't hold. They're not strong enough to play what developers can actually do now. We saw this thing at E3, I think it was 2 years ago. I think it was an Unreal Engine 5, just like a preview thing, right? And I don't even know what game it was, but it was like a Lara Croft type girl, and she was going through this tomb, and there's like a bunch of mummies in there, and everything's breaking, and there's this and that, and she's sliding down. I don't remember it very well, but watching that, I don't know what it was running on, but I can tell you it wasn't a PlayStation 5. Yeah. It was incredible. Whatever it was, I mean, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. And it was in-game footage. It was nuts.
Right.
I don't think whatever they were running that on is just a PC you could go build or buy. Like, it was nuts. But they were just trying to show what the engine, the new, Unreal Engine 5, what it can do. Like what we could be looking at. And I mean, maybe down the road at the end of this, when we get a PS5 Pro,
soon, probably
the boosted versions of these, maybe, but you're not getting what they promised for $500. No,
actually, let me talk about this for a second.
Yeah,
it goes right along what you just said.
I was teeing you up, brother. I'm teeing you up.
We talked about this on the phone last time when we were talking about what we're going to talk about today, and what they promised for next gen gaming, that's all marketing. It's all just for marketing. Every bit of it's for marketing. Next gen's purpose is truly to play last gen's games in a fantastic way.
In a way better. Yeah, it's true. Honestly.
Because then now these current gens, Jedi Fallen Order, for example, on PS5, runs like crap. After the performance patches, Survivor runs like crap. But after they fix it with these performance patches in a few months, it'll probably look a lot better. But once we get to the PS5 Pro, or more accurately, PS5 6, that thing's gonna sing. That thing's gonna sing.
Not PlayStation 5 6.
Sorry,
did I say that? We're not that far. Calm down.
Didn't mean that. So I'm getting excited talking about it, but I feel like I'm right about that. It's just like these next gen consoles, they're just to play last gens in a fantastic way.
I mean, that is an opinion, but I don't think you're far off, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think you're far off because think about the PlayStation 4 games and the PlayStation 5 versions of them.
Yeah.
Spider-Man got remastered for the PS5. Looks insane. Not that it didn't already look really great.
Yeah.
Looks insane. It's insane.
Yeah, we can actually bring this back to Nintendo too, because check this out. All these remakes, HDs, ports for Nintendo right now. Prime,
dude,
Skyward Sword. It's the next
Kart
gen.
8.
Mario Kart 8. The next gen Nintendo Switch is just a perfect way to play Metroid Prime.
Mario Kart 8's that's a 720 handheld, 1080p.
Yeah.
They hold it and they run 60, right?
Yes.
Both? Okay. Did it do that on the Wii U?
Yeah, it did.
Did it?
It did.
Okay. Well,
it did. The Wii U wasn't as good. The Wii U it wasn't as good. There was more issues with it, less consistent frame rates overall, I believe. I did not play it on there. Actually, I did with my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law on Wii U?
Yeah, Wii U.
Oh, funny. My brother-in-law had a Wii U, and we played Mario. I actually played lots of Mario Kart back when the Wii U was new.
Wii U version was 720 60. Okay.
Yeah, 720. Yeah, 720, not 1080.
Thank you, Birdman, in the chat.
And the Switch is thank you, Birdman. And on the Switch it's 1080 60. So, or is it was it 920? Isn't it like a little? They cheat a little bit. It's not quite 1080, I think.
It's up there, man. Have you played it on a big nice TV? Like, it looks incredible.
I used to have a big nice TV, and yes, it was. My TV now sucks, but
the one down here.
Yeah, your TV. Yeah,
it looks great. Even the one up in my living room. I was playing with the kids the other day, and it's like, God bless, this looks good.
Yeah, my freaking 4K TV. My 4K TV. The week before Christmas goes done. It's like, come on. It's a beautiful.
Very sorry that happened.
65-inch Samsung. It was beautiful. I loved it. It was a wonderful gift from Abby's uncle, and it was just crapped out. Well, we had it was great, but yeah.
I mean, it's kind of interesting too. We had this conversation before. Like, look at, and it is the two. It's Sony and Nintendo. You know, Japanese companies.
Yep.
I mean, Sony's basically that is right? PlayStation is a Japanese company.
Yes. Okay. So Sony Entertainment.
Microsoft is not.
No, that is Microsoft in California or Seattle. It's Seattle.
I don't know.
Somewhere up there.
I mean, yeah, we
Pacific
have a Nintendo
Northwest
of America, but they don't.
No, I believe Microsoft is from the Pacific Northwest. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, just look at just the developers and the two. Like, it's night and day right now. Xbox can't hold a candle as far as developing games and getting them out to either one of the other two.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Nintendo is just doing it. You know, when you really look at just the entire landscape of things, and we're kind of going back to what I said earlier, but I'm guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this. Oh, we need a Switch Pro. We need a Switch 2. Do we? Like, do we really?
Yeah. And again, let's look at Tears of the Kingdom. Kind of a big reason why probably a lot of you are here. Tears of the Kingdom is going to prove exactly why Nintendo still is dominating gaming.
I can tell you for sure that it's going to.
It's going to blow our minds. The fact that Breath of the Wild did what it did.
Right now.
Hold on, Drip. But the fact that Breath of the Wild did what it did on the Switch as it stood at such a small file size on a tablet, and then this Tears of the Kingdom is gonna be just as good, in terms of performance. I feel like it's going to be very similar because Breath of the Wild has its issues, and
it does have its issues. Yeah.
Hopefully, Tears of the Kingdom is not as many issues as that. Hopefully, it's less, but we can't really count on that, right? And I think we would probably count on a little bit more issues.
There's going to be issues, but we're not talking about Pokemon here. They'll be fixed.
Yes,
they'll be fixed.
Yeah, it's Tears of the Kingdom is going to blow us away, and that's the main reason, inspiration for all this. It's going to blow us away. You're going to look at if we get to the Korok Forest, it's going to be low frame rate again, and you're not going to care because you're going to be flying around your airships.
I can tell you this
building
right now,
your rafts.
Just knowing what I know about
dungeons,
this game,
maybe.
I will not say a word about any of it, but just knowing what I know about this game, there is not a game coming out this year that can hold a candle to this game as far as game of the year. Like, this is it. This is it. And I don't care. You can talk about, whatever, Sony, PlayStation, Microsoft, Xbox, this game, that game, whoever. I don't care. I'm telling you right now, this is your game of the year, and it will not even be a discussion.
Can we talk about this before we get off here? It's going to be game of the year. It's going to win so many awards. It's going to win.
Yeah. I mean,
it's going to rake the floor with all.
I'm telling you,
it's going to get sound design. It's going to get sound the music. It's going to get sound design for in-game music and stuff. It'll get the soundtrack awards. It'll get it won't get the performance stuff, whatever is involved in that. It maybe because Breath of the Wild certainly didn't win like any of the because the story wasn't that great in Breath of the Wild. There wasn't too much going on story-wise, so it didn't win any of those kinds of awards. This game might win some of those kinds of awards because we assume it's going hard with the story and the voice acting and everything might be top notch in this game. If they cheaped out on that, I'll be very upset. If they suck and the voice actors, I don't think they will, but like some of those voice actors in Breath of the Wild were questionable. I feel like. I watched the whole video of all the memories again. I mean, like the guy who played King Rome was, I don't know, that I gotta be honest, that just was not that good. He wasn't that good. I believe he was changed in Hyrule Warriors.
Was he?
I believe so.
I don't even know.
I believe
Couldn't even tell you. Don't even remember.
I don't spit facts. I spit what I think I know. And sometimes it's right. And sometimes it's not.
He only had that first, it's just that one cutscene in Breath of the Wild, right? In the beginning, once you get up there and actually have like the conversation with him, it's actually the voice actor.
No, he's in a memory too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Zelda, I'm very disappointed with you. Stop playing with the Sheikah slates. Stop tingling with the Sheikah slates and be good. Be better. Be gooder. I don't know. But yeah, guys, I think this is a good place to kind of wrap this up. I think we kind of went on this enough. Chat, if you're in the chat, don't worry, we'll see. There's lots of comments tonight. We will go over your comments in just a second here. So stick around if you're hanging out in the live stream. If you guys are listening or watching this podcast on YouTube or on Spotify or Apple, we appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week for sure. The last couple of weeks, we've had 2 videos come out, or 2 podcasts come out, 2 weeks in a row. I don't think we have any plans of doing another extra one next week, but maybe. Next week is Tears of the Kingdom week. I could say the week after next for sure. We'll have a couple.
And we're gonna have some guests. We got some guests lined up. Secret guests.
We have someone who's never been on the podcast before. Very exciting.
Yes.
Gonna be probably a instant favorite with the crowd. I feel like I don't think any of you guys are gonna be like.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just give you this little hint. He's a little familiar too. Not that he's never not been on the podcast. Not been on the podcast. But he's definitely. I'm not gonna give him. Not gonna give their gender away. But
you already did. You've done that.
Shut up. They are familiar with the audience, especially Drips. If you've been around for a bit, so chat, live stream, stick around. Don't go anywhere. You guys listening on audio platforms. We will see you guys next week. Happy Tears of the Kingdom week, and also may the 4th be with you.
Goodbye.